Hey guys, thank you for joining me for this week's messages. I will be working with the angels, gods, and goddesses oracle. So I'm going to be drawing 3 cards and we'll see what messages come through. Okay. Now, these messages may or may not resonate with you. My intention is always that whatever is for your highest and best comes through. So, okay, this one wants to come out. 2 more. Okay, I'm just gonna randomly pick. Okay, we have our 3 cards. Okay, so the first card we have here is Angel of Space Clearing. And I'll read the message on the card. It says, it is time to clear old negative thoughts and feelings. Okay. And what I'm getting with this particular card is that you've been feeling a sense of sadness. Okay, there's a sense of sadness. There's a sense of heaviness. And what's happening is a lot of emotions are resurfacing for you. That's what I'm getting with this. A lot of emotions are resurfacing for you, and the reason that is happening, like, you may be thinking, why is this happening for me? Or you may be going back to a very old wound that you thought was healed, but it is like you feel that it's surfacing again and again. And the reason this is happening is that it's calling for your attention. It's calling for you to release it now. And what I'm also getting with this card is that I feel like you really want to move forward. I feel like you really want to move forward, but you see these energies that are swirling around her face. It's like a web of those energies which are just kind of holding you back from where you want to be, keeping you back. Okay, these emotions, these negative thoughts. And what I'm getting with this is that be mindful of your self-talk. Be mindful. Like, if you're constantly thinking negative thoughts, then change those patterns. And guys, we can all do that. We can do that. I know sometimes it can be very difficult to do that, but once you start on it, you'll realize it's actually quite easy, because it's like reprogramming yourself. We are so used to thinking a certain way. It can be just a negative thought process that you keep thinking, but it restricts you. It really restricts you, and it limits you. And I feel like you have all these ideas. You have these ideas, you have these dreams, you have this vision that you want to act on, but it's like these energies are also holding you back from fully being yourself. And there's so much to you more than anything that can hold you back. Okay? I feel with this card that you have that awareness. I feel like you have that awareness as to what is that you have to release, what is that you have to work on, what is that that's not working for you, and how can you move forward you have that kind of clarity. You may not know exactly how to go about it, but you know what is that you need to release, what is that you need to work on, what is that you will do in order to reach your goals. That is going to come about once you are ready to, first step is to set the intention to release it. First step is to realize that this is not working for me, and I am ready to release all this negativity. And for many of you, this may actually manifest in physical, as physical issues, physical pain, or physical problems. Okay, so what I'm getting with this card is that you need to pay attention to what is that, And if you have a physical pain in your body, then your body is trying to tell you something as well. And you need to pay attention and you need to release this. There's a lot of old stuff which is coming up. That's what the first card is saying. Okay, moving on to the second card, we have the Goddess of the Shadows here. The Goddess of the Shadows. I'll read the message. It says, what you perceive to be your dark side holds a hidden treasure. What an interesting card. This card speaks about the shadow aspect. You see, the thing is that we all want to focus on positivity. We all want to focus on love and light. We all want to focus on the good things. We don't want to focus on any of those icky or yucky emotions that also exist within us. The shadow self, those aspects of ourselves that we reject, that we ignore, that we judge, that we don't want to see within us. We want to focus only on the positive. But the thing is, guys, that till you do not love all aspects of yourself, including the shadow self, those parts of yourself that you feel ashamed of, you have to dig down and sit with those emotions and make peace with those emotions and those parts of yourself that you are rejecting, those parts of yourself that you feel ashamed of. And like this message here says, what you perceive to be your dark side holds a hidden treasure. So there's a lot going on here with these two cards. It's like, you see, those emotions are coming up, whatever is coming up, rather than being in denial of it, sit with it, feel it, allow it to come out. Like if you are grieving something, allow it to grieve completely. You will feel like crying and breaking out, or it's okay to do that, to break down and to express those emotions and to set yourself free rather than being in denial and judging. But you know what happens is when you sit with it, when you feel it, do you see the snake here? The snake to me is all about transformation. You're shedding skins. You are connecting with every aspect of yourself. And this is like being in your true power, because guys, we're not all love and light. There's like all aspects to us, and some people, you know, they feel that if we just don't talk about the shadow self, or we deny it, or we just focus on the love and light. But I feel the shadow self, like this card says, holds a hidden treasure. Yes, it does. You literally elevate yourself. You bring your, you raise your consciousness, you raise your awareness, you raise your understanding of yourself and others once you tap into that. Like, I'll give you an example. I had my fears and I had to literally sit with it. And it's not like I'm complete and whole and stuff. Like, I am complete and whole right now as I am. But I am a piece of work. Every time I work on a different aspect of me. But I had major fears of different things. And I had to work through, and I had to go back to the core and understand why I had those fears, what triggered those fears. Why is it that, certain situations trigger them again? I had to sit with it. I had to understand that within myself and going back to the core as to what was the main trigger and cause of that, so that I can release it. And it's not like, okay, it's like one fine day I'm done and it's over. It's a process. You'll take 5 steps forward and maybe 2 or 3 backwards again. But those backwards, you're going again to reassess, reevaluate, and come 10 steps forward. So it's actually working on yourself. And like I said, it's a process. It's not like a one-time thing that you're done with it. It's gonna unravel itself in its own time. It's a process. But don't be afraid of those aspects or those emotions that you consider as dark, or that you consider as ashamed. Like, rather than being ashamed of yourself, be aware of it. Be aware of it, that okay, it's there. Why is this being triggered in me? And I'm going to send light to those aspects of myself that I am judging. myself for. And that will help you release that, because it's like it's in you. And you are realizing that those aspects, maybe others are not gonna like that about me, or others are not gonna appreciate, but we're all light and dark. Nobody's like perfect. Nobody's all light. We have all those aspects within ourselves that we judge, and we need to make peace within ourselves. And I think this is what is hugely coming up, the shadow aspects. Okay, now going on to the third card, we have Angel of New Life. How beautiful is this? And it says an exciting new chapter in your life is about to unfold. So guys, what I'm getting is that you may be feeling emotional, you may be having all these emotions and stuff coming to surface, but rather than seeing that or judging those aspects, look at it as you shedding skins, look at it as you releasing, you know, and kind of getting to the core of it, getting to the core of who you are. She's naked here, okay? And she is, what I'm getting with this is transparency. Transparency. You not being afraid to be you. You appreciating all aspects of you, whatever it is, and not being ashamed of that. Not being ashamed of that. And you are getting in touch with that. You are in touch with that. And this is, guys, this is so potent and this is so powerful once you get in touch with those aspects within you. And you embrace all those aspects. You embrace the lighter aspects. You embrace the darker aspects. You embrace all of who you are. Your fears, your weaknesses, the good, the bad, the ugly. As it is, you put it, you are complete and whole. And that realization, you give yourself this freedom. You give yourself this freedom to be. Nobody's going to come and give you that freedom. You're going to give yourself that freedom. You're going to liberate yourself. So all these emotions that are coming up, don't deny them. Allow them to be. Don't judge them. Send them light. Send them love. It's like a little child calling for attention. And we've ignored those aspects of ourselves. So just appreciate yourself wherever you are. Okay? I hope you guys have enjoyed this reading. I will see you next week. Thank you so much for watching.